So as soon as I finished part 1 of this video, I kind of realized that I neglected some parts of Thedas. So this video is intended to not only fill in the gaps, but also act as a part 2 here. So, to start out with, we have the Deep Roads, and they are a series of underground systems that are built as one giant network underground. Within them are countless Thedas, or fortress cities, of the Dwarven Empire. But that empire has since declined into two distinct kingdoms. Orzammar is the greatest of these two. They're located under the Frostback Mountains and was once the capital of the Dwarven Empire. The first blight nearly wiped out the empire, and while Orzammar repelled the Darkspawn, they were severely weakened as they were forced to abandon all the outer Thedas. However, as the kingdom did endure, they started to revitalize themselves by the time the fifth blight occurred, and even provided aid to Ferelden during this time, which formed quite a good alliance between them. Once this was over with, in the 9th era of the year 31, House Helmi led an army that cleared out the ancient capital of Kal Hirol of Darkspawn and the deep roads that were connecting them. Thus, the empire, or I guess kingdom in this instance now, was able to expand and reclaim part of their former empire. Recently, Orzammar and Ferelden, as I stated, have a strong alliance that have really since strengthened now that trade has begun to increase. But due to the Orlesian Civil War, food shipments have severely declined, leading to food riots and civil unrest. They are also allied with the Inquisition and provide lyrium for them, and are currently led in a monarchy ruled by Balin Aducan and his queen Rika Borsica. The other dwarven kingdom is Kal Sharok, and that lies beneath the Hunterhorn Mountains. At one point, they enjoyed a very nice alliance with Tevinter, but when the empire began to decline, so did the alliance. The dwarves of Kal Sharok are incredibly bitter due to them being abandoned during the first blight by Orzammar, and have since adopted an isolationist mentality. Now that doesn't mean they don't know about each other. The two of them were able to rediscover themselves in a way. It's not really stated how. However, we also really don't know how Kal Sharok managed to survive during the first blight because it was thought to be lost, as the other two Thedas were. Now, since they have discovered each other, things started to go well as the two began to talk about trade relations with one another and eventually start, trading resources. However, this turned when Orzammar demanded that Kal Sharok submit to them, which was obviously rejected due to obvious reasons that, they were abandoned by Orzammar. And this was done because Orzammar saw themselves as the ancient capital of the Dwarven Empire and believed that Kal Sharok owed them their submission. It is unknown at this time who leads the dwarves of Kal Sharok. However, there is something that's obviously off about them. It's stated that the dwarves of Kal Sharok are paler and have some sort of quote-unquote taint to them, which is often described to those who have been infected with Darkspawn blood. However, like we said, we don't really know how they survived during the first blight, so it is possible that they used some sort of magic to kind of survive using that, or maybe they consumed it in little amounts. We really don't know. But there is something that is notably off about them, and it is said that they only like to do things on their terms, as they've been gradually leaving to the surface, sending agents and diplomatic missions out there, and it's said they do trade with the outside world still. However, everything is done on their terms, and even in Dragon Age Inquisition, you can reach out to the dwarves of this kingdom, but again, they will reach out to you on their terms. They don't want to do anything else on anyone else's terms. Lastly, we have the remnants of the once Elven Empire. The Dalish are nomadic clans that preserve Elven culture. It's unknown how many clans truly exist, but the ones that we do know of are Clan Illyrian in the Free Marches, Clan Borenhen in Ferelden near Edgehall, Clan Ghislain in Orlais, Clan Lavalin in the Free Marches near Wycombe and Kirkwall, led by Keeper Deshana, Clan Oran Arvera, I'm going to put that name up there because it's a little that's either in or near Tevinter, Clan Ralafarin, led by Keeper Elindra in the Dales, And then there are also 4 unknown clans that live across Thedas in the Wending Wood, the Kukari Wilds, the Breckelin Forest, and the Waking Sea. Now, as I said, the Dalish kind of are there to preserve the old Elvish ways and the traditions that they once had during their empire. They wander the world because really the world doesn't have a place for them anymore. That being said, they do have a keeper that will end up being in charge, and they are a mage, and they actually limit the amount of mages that are in their clans. They only, I think, have 3 at a time, including the keeper and her first, who is then, the first is then in line to become the keeper, and I think they do have a second or something like that as well, but it is stated in Dragon Age Inquisition that there are only 3 mages in at a time. But, that being said though, the mage, or the Dalish in this sense, they don't really have a place in this world anymore, so they tend to wander and live off the land, and have a very nomadic sense of lifestyle, where they don't really have a permanent place. They do tend to kind of keep to similar areas, as I said. They're in relative nations and kind of just wander within that nations. And while some are okay with this, others tend to be a bit more restrictive and force them to go into hiding or difficult areas of living, hence why they often live in dense forests or in areas like the Free Marches, which are city-states. So, with that though, take it as it is, we have concluded this video. So that was really it in terms of what I forgot to kind of mention in terms of other kingdoms going out there. Once I finished the last video, I realized, oh crap, they're the Dalish clans, there's the Orc. I always think Orc because of Orzamer. Then I have the Dwarven kingdoms that I always forget about as well. So I figured, you know what, I might as well just add another video, because can't hurt. I have 8 of these, and this is going to be number 4, I believe. But regardless of which, I don't know if it's either 4 or 5, I don't know. But either way though, this is something I felt was necessary to add as well, because it also helps understand who else and where else all these other people live within Thedas. But that is all we have today, and I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Peace. If you enjoyed, please like this video because it really lets me know you're enjoying this content. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. The links are right here for you to click on, and the Discord chat link is right here as well. And overall, I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace.